Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'm gonna tell you about visa to America, how I got my green card, and what's the process that I've gone through. Once again, it's just one story, so please don't take it as a one possible way or one rule. I'm sharing my experience and I'll be happy if it will help someone. Ooh, wow, that's a huge freaking spider web. I'm shooting outside, like to bring a vibe, and it's just like that big huge spider web. Okay, so let's go. As many of you know, I came first time to United States to study acting. It was in 2012, and at that time I chose the institute where I want to study and to get my first visa to America, which was a student visa. It was M1. I know a lot of you would ask, well, I thought F1 as a common student visa, but actually it depends on the place where you're gonna study. They have different types of visa, and for some reason for my institute at that time they were giving M1 visa. So I got M1 visa with their help. First of all, I got to enroll into this institute, pass all the stages that they needed to get my application to approve it. Then I had to pay them, and after that they would send me a letter confirming that I'm going to study with them. So I would apply for a student visa in America, proving that I'm going to be studying at this place. Now I know that most of the places, institutes, universities, and etc. that help you to get a visa to America, they by definition gonna charge you more, meaning the education in this place is usually more expensive. Rather than here in America, if you, let's say, already here and you found a school, you possibly could find a better money-wise option to be here. It all depends on the school, university, or place that you go to study. So my first visa was just for 3 months to study for 1 semester, because I thought I came just for 3 months. And after I figured that I actually want to stay here longer, I want to study more, I want to stay for 1 more semester, my institute helped me to apply for extension of this visa. So basically they prepare a set of documents that prove that you didn't lie in the very beginning, but you just really want to stay here longer, and they help you to obtain an extension of your visa. But also you got to be aware, having a student visa, you're not allowed to work legally in this country. So nobody would hire you. And you better have enough money to survive here, because life in Hollywood is expensive. And after 6 months in America, even earlier, I started realizing, I want to keep studying here, but I didn't have enough savings. I didn't have enough money. So I'm like, how can I continue studying and still be able to work and earn money to pay for my education, for my life, for food, for clothes, for party time? Anyways, not much party time actually. More like study time, because at that time I was just studying. So I started to look at the option, how could I possibly get a working visa or a visa that will allow me to work? And if you've been looking at these options before, you know there are different types of working visas that you may get. But the only kind that seemed possible to me was an extraordinary ability visa, O1. And this is a visa that is given to the most of the actors, models, let's say writers, directors, performers, athletes, and any other extraordinary people in their own field. Gladly, I've starred in some TV projects in Russia, so I had something to prove that I'm not just someone from the street, but I've done some work in the past in my field, which is acting. I was so young. So that helped me a lot. But the most important part is not even to prove your body of work, but to find someone who's going to be your petitioner. So basically a person, a manager who hires you to be here and who guarantees that you're not going to be alone, hungry, and on the street, but you'll be able to work here and to get enough work. And once again, I guess that was the universe who helped me to get all the elements together. I was able to find a manager. Actually, the manager found me. I went to some audition for some independent project, and the guy who was a director liked me, and he said, you got to be able to work here. He introduced me to the manager, he was like a manager who was managing actors, who said, okay, if you're applying for a visa, I'm ready to sign the petition for you to stay here. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot the important part. The whole application process for an O1 visa, it goes through the lawyer. And so they would prepare everything correctly with no mistakes. They know all the forms, they know how to put the case together, what should go first, how things should be said and presented. It's their job. But to get them to do this job, you gotta pay them money. And at that time, I believe to get O1 visa, you gotta pay about 4 or 5 grand. Well, that was the price. But don't think that you just pay and you just go away. Okay, I paid, I chillax. No, you're actually doing 90%, okay, not 90. You're doing a lot of work, putting all the parts together, all the letters of recommendation, all the past works, media mentioning you, and you make all the translations. You provide your previous salary, paychecks, everything to prove that you're cool enough to be here. Well, I guess you can hire somebody to do this job, but I did it myself. So after putting all the documents together, submitting, I left the country because my student time was expiring and I didn't want to stay here illegally, so I wanted everything to be in order, buy the documents. I left to Russia and I was expecting my first working visa in Russia, which took, I believe, 2 or 3 months. And after 3 months, my lawyer wrote me, yeah, we got approved, you got a working visa. I know it's so stupid, but I remember it was actually one of the happiest things that happened to me. Because you know, when you stay long in this like process of waiting for something, it's almost like a spring, like пружина такая сжимается. And you don't know if it's gonna. So it's true, I remember when I got approved, it was one of the happiest moments. I was literally crying. Oh, well, little did I know, that is just the beginning. An O1 visa that could be given for a period up to 3 years. So for 3 years, you'll be able to work and do whatever you wanted to do here. I mean, work in your field, of course. Funny enough, during that time, after I got a visa, I thought, this is the end of immigration work. I'm here legally and I'm legally allowed to work. How great it is. Little did I know that actually in my industry, which is acting, a lot of big companies, they didn't want to work with people who has just a visa. They wanted a green card because let's say you get hired for a show and the show will gonna run for a few seasons. Everybody hopes for success. And let's say you only have an actor guaranteed to be here for 3 years. Do you really want to hire this person? No. So I remember I even came to audition, and even before to get into the room to read, that was a question, do you have a green card? And I'm like, I don't. So I'm like, okay, I gotta get a green card. Oh my God, such a long video. So I started looking into the application. How could I get a green card? Gladly, I had a really good lawyer, and I came to her and I showed my case and I said, I really want to get a green card. And she said, well, this is actually an option for you. Take your case for O1 and upgrade it to add more information of work that you've done here while you've been here. Add some more recommendation letters, more information to make it a bigger case, show more proofs, and we could try to apply for a green card. And I know now it sounds like, oh, just get together the papers, pay money and go. But actually, if I think about that, I think preparing a document for the green card, putting it all together, submitting, getting it back with additional questions. Yeah, sometimes people has it back and forth, and every time you pay a fee, every time it's a process. And all this process, I believe, took literally like a year of my life. I'm not joking. Of course, I was doing other things in parallel, you know, like an auditioning, and did some independent projects and was still studying. That was my main purpose. But it took a while. But gladly enough, everything worked out. My lawyer was awesome. I did my best preparing all the work. My friends, acquaintances, people who wanted to support me, for me to be here, to work here, they helped me, and I got my green card, which was actually a actor's green card. То есть вот так коротенько на часик я вам рассказала, как я получила свою green card. And honestly, every time when some of my other friends are going through this visa and application and green card process, I always like remember that about like, oh, this is like a paper nightmare. I'm not a paper person. I don't like Excel. I don't like putting together documents, sitting with my laptop. I'm just a different kind of person. I like to jump around, scream. So for me, it took a lot of my patience to prepare everything, but I really think it's worth it. So I hope I answered your question. Once again, it's just one story. Don't take it as a rule. Take it as just one piece of experience. And if you're applying for a visa, looking for information, see as many possible sources as you can. There's a lot of information on YouTube, and I wish you luck with whatever goals and dreams you have. See you soon. Oh yeah, of course. Subscribe. Bye.